okay. So there's this world called Karun. Okay, cool. And every 88 years, this red giant in the middle of nowhere becomes the center of a massive war between 5 planets that have a really bad history of genocide. Oh, okay. So like clockwork, the 5 ruling planets of the Hylian cluster would send representatives to a planet called Charon to sign the Crimson Accord. Basically an agreement to not commit planetary genocide for at least another 88 years. But they also had these arenas where they would pit their best fighters against each other, because that is totally not a great way to start a war. But it's tradition, I guess. You know? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, each world sent a champion, but they weren't soldiers. They were wielders. People who were born with a genetic spark that let them control dark energy, which sounds like a really broken ability. And this energy could be taken from one wielder to another just through touch, which is super nasty. But everyone expected this year's competition to be pretty chilled because the backwater moon of Virith sent a 16-year-old girl named Nira Sol, whose name literally means nobody's daughter. She was an orphan from the mining colonies who nobody had ever heard of. And she wasn't the only youngin'. There was a kid from Lux who was like 14. So everyone assumed that the adults would just let the kids duke it out like a bunch of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure characters until one of them accidentally killed the other. But when Nira stepped into the ring, the very stars seemed to flinch. And then she fought, or rather she touched the other girl, absorbed all of her power, and then whispered all of her memories aloud for everyone to hear. And then she made her fall to her knees and cry. The other champions started to freak out. Like, oh, God, what have we done? But the High Arbiter was more mad than scared. He demanded to know who taught her this, evil magic. And Nira was like, nobody. I was born to end the accord. And then her eyes glowed like twin novas and the crowd was like, oh, crap. For the first time in 1,000 years, the war did not begin. It screamed. The Crimson Accord had been broken and everyone was pretty pissed. Like even the gods were all, hey, I haven't had my nap yet. Why are you doing this? But the planets had been fighting since before recorded history and they weren't about to stop now. No, this was going to take a real war, a full-on planetary conflict with entire armies and homeworlds getting destroyed. I mean, that's how all wars end, right? Not with peace treaties, but with total annihilation. Except maybe